Hello, everybody. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have.
Hi, everybody. I'm Eric. How are you today?
Awesome. Thank you for being here, Eric. Eric is. He's gonna. I'm trying to think of. He's gonna. Andy Richter to my Conan O'Brien. He's gonna hang out with me.
I love it.
Yeah, we're gonna. Let's say. I never really watched the Conan show. It was more specifically about the. I'm picturing the scene of them in Arrested Development. That's yeah, because in that Andy, I don't think it's true. Andy Richter has like 4 quadruplets, right? Brothers that all look the same. But maybe it is. Who knows? That's a fun fact for the show. So tonight, normally we have disasters in danger at this point in time, and you have some talk show experience because you run the archives on Thursday nights.
That's right, with Meg.
Yes, but tonight we're taking the time. One, it is my birthday, so thank you for taking your time to be here. Yeah.
Just take a moment to realize it is this fantastic man's birthday. We got balloons, we got streamers, and we have. I mean, we're lucky. We have one of the best DMs that I've ever played with, and it's great to have you. And it's great to have you as it's great to be part of this team.
It is, well, it's a joy to have you as a part of the team. So thank you very much.
Indeed.
Yeah. So we are here. We're going to talk about this weekend. We're going to talk about it was Rep's 3rd anniversary weekend. We did a full weekend of PvP matches, sort of our proof of concept for the for a potential coming league that we think the weekend went really, really well. We're going to have some of the players in to chat with them. We're going to have, I'm going to be here. We're going to talk through some of our plans and things like that. Just had a nice dinner meeting with myself, Caitlin, and Megan, dinner meeting / celebration. Because Megan played.
Yeah.
Caitlin ran the tech. Eric, did you get a chance to watch any of the matches?
I got a chance to watch a lot of the setup and the introductions. I didn't actually get to see many of the matches just due to work, unfortunately.
Yeah. Life gets it, absolutely.
Yeah, but I know like Megan was part of the nature all disasters.
Yes.
Which was a good team. I hear they won that first game, right?
They did win the first game. They also won their second game. They had her and Matthew had a very good run this weekend. A couple of real nail biters, though. To be honest, their first match with Mars and Izzy came down to one death save throw. Mars and Izzy in the lead. With a narrow margin, if Mars doesn't fail his death save, if he succeeds it, then they win. And so the dice gods spoke. It was a natural 1. Yeah, it hurts. Ooh. It hurts bad. The dice roller was a little mean to them. This on that particular match and that particular moment, but overall it was good. They did very well, and then they faced off against Kirsten and Tristan from the server, Sun Axe and Tristan VH. Yeah, I was like, wait, he doesn't have another name. It's just Tristan.
Just Tristan.
Yep. Just check. In the penultimate match, I believe, of the weekend, which was really fantastic. Again, came right down to the wire. So we do have some really great thoughts and ideas moving forward, but we've had overwhelmingly positive responses from everybody that played, all of our viewers. We had a tremendous amount of donations. that we are sorting through, and we want to say thank you. We're definitely going to be able to upgrade some of our digital assets.
Nice.
So we're looking at either upgrading our D&D Beyond subscription so that we can have enough campaigns and character slots and get everybody in the league on there, so we can use that extension more than just for disasters, which is what we can do with it right now.
Yeah.
We were also gifted I believe, access to some Roll20 subscription things, which is really cool. Yeah, we were using Roll20. We have heard your feedback. Some of it we just couldn't find a solution for on the weekend, right? We were constantly adjusting, constantly working through some things on the fly. One of the big ones being the share screen for the map just wasn't big enough. But which we agree with. We absolutely agree with. But I think we're working through some solutions for the share screen of the map, but keeping everybody's face on there, keeping the voices active. Those things were really well done, and we were able to do as far as that goes. But also looking at upgrading just the hardware on some of our tech to make sure that we can continue to run and process all of these programs. So that is the short version of it. I know you said that you had seen the rules. I would like to tout about them for just a moment.
I would love to let you. I do have one question though about because we were talking about D&D Beyond, which brings us to a question about character creation for the league specifically.
Yeah.
What what is in place to prevent doping in this league? Is it does everyone have to abide by a certain point by, or is it just Iron Man roll?
For the weekend, we did the standard array, and we limited the Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, the variant rule, which allows you to pick any race, and then essentially their bonuses, their stat ability adjustments, ability score adjustments, you could kind of switch them wherever you want them, which is great for creating unique heroes and characters for high fantasy that are exceptions to their races, right? But we limited that to a single stat rather than both stats. The idea being, I wanted to incentivize opportunities for not just everybody to play a half orc, right? Relentless endurance in an arena setting, super powerful, very very useful, So that's kind of our anti-doping efforts, as it were, in the moment. And it worked out pretty well.
Cool.
Yeah, I do believe that was a good setup for that. I will say our point scoring system kind of got sorted out very well. We found a nice loop to take care of the druid /pet /polymorph loophole. So instead of other team gaining points for KOing pets or for dropping people out of polymorph, they took a penalty, a single point penalty, which was good. And speaking of the points, we had all of our matches except for, was it 2? So Friday we played 1. We played 2 matches on Saturday. We played 3 matches on Sunday. Grand total of 6 matches, and I would say 4 out of the 6 came down to the final roll or the final turn, and that's some nicely balanced drama, I think.
I would agree. Yeah. So you said you wanted to go over those rules, so let's.
Yeah. So let's pop through those real quick. We saw a variety of tactics throughout the weekend. Some people focused on PvP combat, targeting their enemies. Wizards had a tough time this weekend. I will absolutely say, even Blade Singers, which seemed to be the preferred wizard of choice, which gave them higher ACs, making it difficult for them to be targeted, but just the low hit points and limited saving throw ability and some big AoE spells gave, I think, our two Blade Singers, one of them Mars, the other one Tristan, I believe, gave them some trouble. Fighters proved to be very effective at this level, but not, I wouldn't say overly so. I think some creative multi-classing really gave people some leg ups that maybe over the course of a league we would see those early choices sort of fall by the wayside. So scoring was opening chests, disarming traps. Those were ways to score, as well as damage to the Guardian. 10 points for 1 point there. The first game, I think, was really determined by damaging the Guardian.
Okay.
And as Sydney just said, the tipping bits was a ton of fun to keep the audience engaged and keeping them active and cheering for their favorites, which was a great way to, that's one of the things we struggle with on Disasters, I think, is not being able to get the audience more involved in that deeply narrative story,
Yeah. And I mean, and as you're saying, like, if you start to get a fan base, like, that can really help you out. We're going like a true underdog story.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've gone over some ideas for the league that I'd like to outline in just a little bit, but I think before we do that, we're gonna bring in some people that played and hear their feedback. I'm getting a first giveaway on the chat here, so we are excited about that. We have now. The end of the night on Sunday, I couldn't get the right number. Thought it was 18, then it was 15, and then it was 19. We've got a ton of giveaways to do tonight. So, let's start giving them away. Let's start getting stuff running. So as soon as the tech deities deem it time, I am ready when you guys are.
Firewind is saying it might be cool to come up with other uses for bits, like a single use adding a +1 to attacker AC or saves as an idea.
That is a very good idea. We do want to come up with some other uses for bits. Bits are a great way for people to donate to the channel, to show their support for their team. We have one of the things that we were struggling with initially on the first night with bits is the conversion rate. Right, we want to make sure that people that are donating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever number of dollar amount, that we have something comparable, right? So we did find some websites to kind of help us with that. In the league moving forward, we're looking at or channel points, for silly things. We are looking at stat-based things, so more spells, more broadening of options, the mechanical changes, so gifting like legendary weapons midway through is going to... All right, so hold on. Infinite Storyteller patch, I believe, is the giveaway. The hashtag for the Infinite Storyteller patch is Bladesinger, BLADESINGER, Bladesinger. If you'd like to be entered to win a Infinite Storyteller patch, that is a limited edition, limited run patch from our Kickstarter. And so we've only made 300. There will only ever be 300 made. So definitely enter that in the chat. Or if you are a patron, you are always entered, even at the $1 level, you are always entered in our giveaways, which is a ton of fun. But the stat changes were something that the players struggled with initially, because it changed the math, it changed the attack roll, right? It changed one of the legendary items changed the strength score, so where their sheets were prepped for one thing, and you could just kind of auto click on it, and it would roll for you. Suddenly, we're doing the math, and like I'm fine with it, but it was a little bit of a toss, I think, for some of our characters. But I'm excited to talk about the donation ideas, and them not only having an immediate impact in that match, but having a season-long impact as things are going. Yeah. So before we get our first person in, whenever Caitlin is ready, incoming chatter, let's do it. All right, so we'll get back to future league things in just a moment. But who is it gonna be popping in, talking to us? Let me see if I need to do a little... Sunax! Awesome! Sunax is gonna be joining us as soon as the connection pops in. It's coming. I'm
helping with my magical fingers.
I was hoping you would. If you had not begun to already, I was going to ask that you magical finger... I'm not going to finish that sentence because that could have gone poorly.
That could have gone straight to Camster.
Yep. We're not on Camster yet. All right. We're going to give Sunax another try here in just a second. But I think we're gathering some information on League, the way other sort of things set up leagues. And I'm thinking like we've been talking about maybe doing an 8-team league, which would be a 9-week season, right? 8 weeks of regular season and the championship ninth week. Every team you get to play each other once, right? We would be doing 4 matches a week, so 2 on Saturday and maybe 2 on another night. We're also looking at extending the match time. That was definitely some of... Hey, Panda. That was definitely the first and most persistent feedback we got. 45 minutes was about 4 or 5 rounds. It just wasn't quite enough. Like players were just getting their teeth into it, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's so funny, because like immediately you think 45 minutes and you're like, oh my god, that's gonna feel like forever. But when you really start thinking about 4 people, 4 turns, all the roles that are involved in that and trying to get points, yeah, that takes a while actually.
Yeah. And I think we might, as the league progresses, I think we would be able to get players, part of it was a learning curve with Roll20. Even on my part, I like, you guys know, if you're here for Monday nights, I'm much more a theater of the mind kind of guy. But when you're doing something this tactical, you need a battle map, measuring, moving, changing tools, rolling, all of those sort of things. Once they are more muscle memory for players and less all right, how do I roll? You know what I mean? Like, because that's such a weird question. Because normally, if we're doing it in person, we get, all right, I got it, haha, right? And we do a little math and things are going forward. But what we made up for with not doing math and the transparency, of course, we was compensated with the technical discovery, But I think as players get more comfortable with Roll20, as I get more comfortable with Roll20, the rounds would be moving smoother. Player turns might be tighter. Timed player turns. Yeah, I think that's a good option, Ventsworth. My initial thought was like a chess clock type of
Yeah,
timer.
I was just thinking that.
But it's one of those things where like it bops back and forth, you know. All right, let's see who Sunax. We got your picture now. If you, oh nope, I'll double magic. Hey.
Hey!
Oh, sorry about that. My computer wanted to prove that I am shy.
Well, we're glad that you're here, and you and your shy computer, your shy self, are with us. How was your game? How was your experience this weekend? I wonder if she can hear me.
Sorry, the feedback from the Twitch stream was still on, and stuff delayed, and I'm like, I can't do this. Okay, so my experience with the thing, it went by a lot faster. But I had heard from like the previous games, like, yeah, you're only gonna get like 4 or 5 rounds in, and you're doing. I'm like, all right, so you just gotta maximize and just use everything you got right on the outset, if you can. Mine was a bit chaotic because I think there were so many donations coming in. It's like I'm trying to keep track of that. My husband was throwing donations in there around there too. I'm like, what is going on? So,
Yeah.
it was a little chaotic with the donations thing, so I'm not sure if that was going to continue.
Hold for me 1 second. I am going to attempt to increase your specific volume. Give us a chat.
How do I sign out? Am I loud enough now? I can be louder, like in person, if that would help.
I think that's better. Yeah. I'll give you the
Okay,
maximum.
is it better now?
Yeah. I've got
all
you
right.
up as far as I can on my
There we go.
computer. So.
All right. So, but it was, like I said, it was a lot of fun. It was just a little chaotic, and I know that ours just after we're sitting here like, what was all of that just coming in all the time. So, but I had a lot of fun. In fact, if you were to do it again, I would probably jump in and on a heartbeat. I'm not sure because I think, my partner and I were running. We tried to really try and play like a defender glass cannon type of duo, and I missed a chance to use one of my reactions because I was trying to figure out what to do with all the donations that were for me at the time. So that was the time my blade singer partner went down, and that was unfortunate.
Oh no!
That's probably what cost us the match because we decided to respawn at that time instead. But also the chat just really wanted Matthew's character to stay up too. So
Yeah.
how many times did I put him down? Like twice.
Oh yeah, you did. The donations there were super important. We do have our first winner. It is, I believe, your partner for that match. It is Tristan from Patreon. He is one of our patrons over there. So that is super awesome. He has earned or won a patch there. I'm not sure, Battle Ready Bard, if it supports toggle buffs, but I agree with you. Any buff or boon that the characters could collect in the arena, we will in the future. And hindsight is 2020, and the chaos of that moment absolutely proved having those on the sheet and ready so that you're not recalculating numbers, you're not looking up weapons or looking up spells, so that everything is there at your fingertips, right there for you to use, is the right way to go with that. So that is a great suggestion, Battle Ready Bard. We do appreciate it. Well, I hear you on the chaos. I think having the legendary weapons as giveaways was tremendous fun. I think they were a little more limited than I initially thought some of them were. And having those like on the sheet, like Battle Ready had mentioned, I think that's going to be helpful.
Yeah. I think my partner got I think Tristan got a legendary weapon as well. It's like wave, and I think the only thing that really counted that we could see right in that moment was the +3.
Yeah.
To something. So it was like Whelm was a good choice before because you could do like 2 or 3 different things with it. I looked it up later.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, there was some learning curve to happen during it too, but it's like everybody was having that learning curve, so it was all right.
Yeah.
As long as you were the only one with the learning curve, everyone was in it. Everyone was in it together. There was a camaraderie in that too.
Yeah. Everybody kind of got dumped into the deep end at that moment. So I think that we've talked about developing arena specific legendary items. Probably not gaining them mid-match. That, as we do a league, would be upgrading equipment in between matches, so that only the only like spells or boons, things that would already be on the sheet, as would be happening live in the match.
All right.
Yeah. So organizing that stuff, just to make sure I understand, organizing that stuff between tiers. So here's level 1 and here's like a level 1 arena. Y'all go fight. You come back to the pit, make your upgrades, that sort of thing. Learn it and go back out into the pit and continue.
Yeah.
That seems like that would manage the chaos of the moment very well, and keep, instead of attention having to be between. Stop that. Chaos. Your attention's trying to be between Roll20 and your character sheet and Discord and all the Discord notifications, and you got donations coming in. It's like I've got 4 things open between 2 screens, and it's a lot. So taking that moment just so you can concentrate on your character sheet, figuring out where those buttons are and hitting those buttons and being right there solely in the arena. I think that's a great idea.
Absolutely, yeah. Looking at the league teams, I was thinking 3 players, 2 people in the arena, a substitute, because scheduling is the true enemy of D&D. The calendar is the final boss.
At all times.
Absolutely. So a swing person, but maybe that person could also serve as coach or donation wrangler or funnel for teams that are for the players that are in the arena, right? Maybe that is another support that could happen.
Are you thinking about keeping it 2v2, or you think it might be more or that, or like do a full free for all PvP type, or
I like the 2v2 currently. I think having done a solo arena, an open brawl, so much of D&D is cooperative, right? Mm-hmm. And I think we lose a little bit of that spirit when everybody's for themselves. Having done a live event with 3v3 teams, the rounds were longer, and so there were even fewer turns for the players. And so to limit match time, we agree the matches were too short. But for a proof of concept, I think it worked well. I think we settled on like what we did, sort of a 40-minute half, then with a like 10-minute halftime maybe, and then like a 40-minute second half. So essentially like doubling the time that the players are in there and giving them an opportunity to regroup midway through.
I think we have our next giveaway hashtag.
Okay.
It is for a choice of any one of the enamel pins, and it is hashtag legendary. LEGENDARY. Legendary.
Awesome.
So go ahead and put that in.
Yeah, do that. Oh, and we are giving 5 of them. We're giving 5 of them away. So
we're doing 5. Ooh.
Yeah.
Legs and dairy. Yes, Sydney, you got it. Yes. The first time.
Nailed it in one. Nailed it in one.
All right, first try.
Yeah. So what do you think about that match length, Sunax?
So repeat it for me.
So essentially, what you played would have been half of the game. It we would have taken a halftime, a 5-10 minute halftime break, and then come back and probably left the map where it was, come back, and then the similar 4 or 5 rounds for the second half.
So it would probably be like almost like 90 minutes total, so about an hour and a half of actual playtime.
Yeah.
That sounds like it would be fun. Yeah. So you have that halftime to bulk up for however you were, and then go back and end things on an epic note. Yeah.
Yeah, the regroup, the re-strategy, the sports movie halftime rallying speech. For 2 people, I mean, I guess you give it to each other.
Well, no, you have the coach.
You have the coach.
The third-person coach.
Yeah, whoever's in there coaching them.
I know they've won every game they've ever played, but we got heart.
Yeah. So I think time-wise, that might be the sweet spot. We're gonna give that a shot. Awesome. Well, is there anything else you would like to offer? Observations, thoughts, concerns, questions, anything along those lines? I don't know how many other chatters we have to get to.
Let me think. I think some of it is kind of the behind-the-scenes type of thing. For everyone who put this together, I know y'all put it together last minute. That was amazing. I'm a project manager in my day job, and for something like this to come over, a 3-day event like this to come over in just a matter of a couple of days, that was very well done. And so I think was it Caitlin, Matthew, and Megan?
Yes.
Was there somebody else?
Yeah, Caitlin is the big organizer there. Matthew did some tremendous support work. Megan did some chat moderating for us, and Matthew and Megan played in the matches as well. So hats off to them. They took an idea and made it reality. So the league would definitely be more organized. We would have time to do those preparatory things, make sure that teams are joined as teams, right? And having people that are excited to be together and have a plan and an outline and all that sort of stuff. But also making... Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have a tendency to do that.
You're good.
But in terms of like the map, because I know you put together the map, the spacing I thought was really nice. Yeah, sure, maybe it took you a round to get to your opponent, but I didn't mind that so much, because it allowed you to make a decision if you're just going to go straight for your opponents or you're going to go, right for one of the chests. And so the chests were a really big pull. I think for a lot of people, it was for us in the beginning, and then you got to engage with pretty much by the second turn, you got to engage with your opponents if you decided to. So I thought the spacing was really good of the arena. And then I think that was like the one of the biggest like compliments I had of it when we got in there, and I'm like watching it. I'm like, all right, that's pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah, when we're talking league, we're thinking about having 4 maps, so everybody would play on each map, I think, like twice. A first half of the season, a second half of the season. Arenas for PvP, maybe some denser arenas or things with more cover for hiding and things like that. Also for I had the thought, some like tunnel runs, those sort of race sort of things for like trap tunnel runs and for variety, to sort of highlight the benefits of other classes as we go. So I do have winners. T.E. Graves, friend of the channel, super excited. Congratulations to T.E. Graves. Sunax, you got a victory there as well. Yeah, super excited about that. Vera. And coming in from the Patreon, Mark S. and Eric Suarez.
Mars!
Yeah, Mars.
Yay.
So very excited about that. But yeah,
Nice job.
Yes, nicely done, everybody. That is, I think 6 of our 20 giveaways. We got 14 more to go. So, yeah. Closing thoughts, Son X?
Looking forward to the next time then, Cody, and happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can disconnect, and I'll see you on the server. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for playing. Thanks for talking. Awesome. So yeah, talking league ideas here, and these are of course preliminary, but we've got some great thoughts happening where 8 teams, 4 maps, 4 matches a week, right? Hour and a half per match. So a full show would be about 3.5 hours. A slightly longer than our normal show by about 30 minutes. Some breaks in there to hype things up, giving teams the opportunity to make adjustments in a midfield or mid-match sort of way, right?
Yeah.
Seeing the tactics of your opponents, adjusting on the fly, gathering those bonuses for people. So that is our initial idea. I'm gonna let Mission Control know that whenever you're ready, we'll take our next chatter. But in the meantime, my new thought on part of the league setup is this: starting at 6th level, a level lower than where we began, but between weeks, characters would level up. Yeah.
Aha.
So we would be going from level 6 to level 15. So from tier 2 to tier 5, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the tier 3 to tier 5 proficiency bonus, right? Which is a big jump. We're getting into some high level spells. The spell lists are going to have to be more tightly controlled, in some instances, and the other idea being that donations that people acquire during their matches, right? So, for instance, Eric, we are playing. You get a $3 donation that gives you a fire shield.
Give me a +1. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading
Well,
from this.
yeah, no. So
armor,
we do want to take out the ones that impact the math on the character sheet. We want boons to be preset. That was a great idea. Absolutely love it. So maybe a $10 donation, you get fire shield, right?
Yeah.
And every dollar of that donation, when you after the match, is worth 100 gold coins for your character to purchase equipment in between as you level up, right? So that those donations aren't just impactful for the match that you're in, that they have a cumulative sort of build up
effect.
Yeah, and gives you the control and level up in there. And crowd favorites can play to the crowd, can go out and get your friends involved. And the bounded accuracy of 5th edition means that while having a +3 is great, it's not required. You don't you can still play effectively at 15th level without a ton of magic items, and it still be good. All right, Charles.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hello.
Hi, it's going well.
Thank you for joining us. Tell us about your experience.
So I had a lot of fun. I definitely jumped in last minute with everything. Me and my friend AJ from Lance hopped in on the moment because we've had 2 characters that we've wanted to play together for a long time. And I know we definitely dove into the role-playing aspect of the entire thing. We were playing 2 brothers. One was a paladin, one was a rogue. So just being able to play off of each other in that way was a lot of fun for us.
And I think I will let you know, the role play aspects of it played really well with the audience. They absolutely loved it, and finding opportunities for role play and creating those internal stories, because that's one of those things. Sports characters, although they're real people, they have such dramatic stories, just interacting with each other, developing nemeses or best allies, you know what I mean, things like that. I want to encourage that. Definitely, like, that was my thought too, the first game, but I did the first game and I was like, nope, my brain's a little broken. I gotta just mechanic my way through this.
All I'm thinking is that we need to go full in on the America's Got Talent backstory pool and just find people with their brothers. One, a champion of Lord Bahamut. The other, a thieving rogue.
Right.
Somehow they come together in this entire moment.
And I would love for the server to have a place for those characters to interact in character, right? Because I think of the Stars show Spartacus, right? The first season, but they're in the arena like 3 times. The rest of the time, it's just the bullshit drama that they have wandering around the training grounds and arguing with each other. Want to get back to Charles in just one second, but our next giveaway is for Mana Forge, the full board game Mana Forge, a really awesome game from our friend Brian Klein. A great guy, and the hashtag for that is #BoardGames, BOARDGAMES.
Games.
Yeah. What other feedback do you have for us, Charles?
I will say I know someone was talking about earlier the little clunkiness with Roll20. I had not made a character. I've used Roll20, so I was familiar with moving the characters and everything like that, and even some of the roles. But I hadn't really done full into a character sheet on it. I think it could work. It was just difficult adding some things, copying and pasting when they didn't have just the generic oaths, like for the paladin. Like, I couldn't just put an oath of vengeance.
Right.
Because it just didn't populate. And
luckily, one of the things that we've been able to do with the donations, one, we were able to open up some Roll20 things, but what I'd love to be able to do is have enough. I think we're working on getting our own the reps upgraded D&D Beyond set up so that we can have all of those characters and then create a campaign that would be that match. Right, populate everybody in there. All of the options would be in there. Roles could be on there, and the overlay for Twitch that it has, the Twitch integration, would allow the audience to closely track hit points, spell slots, actions, all of that sort of stuff. And then Roll20, it really becomes specifically about the map, right? About the movement there, so that we're not struggling learning that system.
Yeah, I think that would help. I know for me personally, because we dove into it last, I finalized my character. I played on Sunday, and I finalized him earlier that day.
Yeah.
So there were definitely some things that, given a longer term for like an arena match, like the whole season, I know there were some things that I didn't use as far as that I should have. Like, I was a goblin, so I could have used the Fury of the Small against the Guardian, because obviously bigger than me, just to do more damage right there at the end. I will say I loved the audience giving us stuff. That was super helpful, and I think that's one of the things the role playing can definitely help with. While it might not have a benefit in the game itself, you role play better, people are more likely to donate to you. You get better stuff.
I think that's a great reason to role play, and it's not just entertaining for the audience. I think it makes the match more fun, just for participants in general, you know. So I wholeheartedly support that, and maybe we can find. We also want to do a lot of audience polls, right? So like best character of the weekend, best play of turn of the weekend, those sorts of things can also incentivize people to role play strongly and not just attract strong mechanical players.
Right. Yeah. I know there were some choices that I had made for actions that were not necessarily the most strategic, but I also I always play my character. His intelligence was 8.
Yeah.
There were things that he did not just do. He did a thundering smite against against Chad, who was a very fun character. With Chad get him was a great moment for that. But I should have saved that for a better target. But playing into the character of, well, he's dumb. It's right in his face. He's going to hit him.
Sure.
It worked.
Yeah. So we do have our winner for Mana Forge from Patreon, friend of the channel, Mo. Congratulations to Mo. Yes, literally joined last night because they were going to miss the chat tonight. So that is a good benefit of being part of the Patreon. Also checking up some of the Patreon exclusive shows like A to Z Monstrosities, and our creative streams about this league are going to be, some of those designs are going to be patron exclusive as well. So yeah, congratulations to Mo. I am glad that you played the character the way that you did, and I think the match was still super close. You know, like I said, 4 of our 6 matches came down to the very last dice roll, and the other 2 came down to a turn prior. You know, and that's definitely a point of pride. I think that was well designed. I'm hoping I can piece together a couple of other arenas to be as equally competitive, right?
So
Yeah,
we do have. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that, yeah, it was definitely close. I know I died, and that kind of threw me off, having to respawn because getting hit with all those fire bolts. But yeah, it was still really evenly matched and just clinching at the last second.
So this is something we kind of touched on a minute ago, but especially with you and having that story. But Firewind asked, can the characters influence the crowd, have a crowd favorite bonus? And I think what it ends up being is, if you are a crowd favorite and you have those people coming in to see you and watch you play, you're going to get those donations. And that's really is your crowd favorite bonus right there.
Mm-hmm. I think, finding uses also for those social skills and for those role play moments. I know at one point somebody taunted the Guardian and absolutely drew their attention, sort of pulled them slightly off of the dais. They're a very big target anyway. So yeah, I think looking for opportunities to highlight the strengths of other character classes, not just combat focused, not just the thieves' tools and rogues and stuff, and traps. But yeah, inspiration for crowd favorite is a great shout out, Sunax. I think that is a nice job. We do have our next giveaway. It is a pin and dice set bundle for rogues. So that should be the sneak attack pin and a matching curated dice set. We're going to be giving away 2 of those. And the hashtag for that is sneak attack. Hashtag SNEAKATTACK. Sneak attack. Or tragic backstory. So there's also the tragic backstory pin. So yes, a sneak attack pin and I believe a tragic backstory pin. Either or is the choice for that.
Slide do-getter fits both of those categories.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you and AJ were absolutely fantastic. We loved having you there. Loved having you guys play, and the characters were definitely a highlight of the weekend.
Yeah, we talked about going into it and saying it doesn't matter if we win, if we do well, we're just going to go and have fun with the characters. And
yeah,
it worked out both ways, so it was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other feedback that you have for us?
Yeah, I think the Discord notifications was also a big aspect of it, having to pay attention to Discord and Roll20 and everything going on. I know you guys talked about that a little bit earlier in the stream.
Yeah.
But that was definitely something that was a little difficult. And you're going to cater the legendary weapons, which will kind of be better, because I know it threw me off, like getting the Black Razor as a two-handed weapon when I was kind of geared to using a shield for protection for a paladin.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted to use it because it's the crowd. Like, I get this legendary item, I should
Right.
use the legendary item. So,
Yeah. Equipment, because that I did see equipment through players. You know, it wasn't always the best piece for their build. The options weren't always the best. So I think equipment is going to be a downtime upgrade in between. And instead of legendary items, what I might have people do is take an approved polymorph of a monster into, you know, so like a Death Pact Angel, or you know, an Efreet or a Fire Elemental, or something along those lines that the crowd can donate to activate a different stat block that the players are familiar with and that they have chosen, that they are prepared for, so that those things are not they're meant to be beneficial. They're meant to be boons, right? They're not meant to hurt somebody's chances in the arena. We do have our winners, one bundle for each. Vera, once more, congratulations to Vera.
Congratulations, Vera.
Yeah, and Just Me Jude. So awesome. Thank you guys for entering. Super glad to have you here.
Yay! I know Vera loves the dice, so I'm sure they'll greatly appreciate that.
Absolutely, yeah, and the pin to go with it, match it. They are really cool sets. We do enjoy those, and re-inking them and taking the time to get them in there and running, which is absolutely awesome.
Yep. Well,
cool.
I look forward to the opportunity to possibly do this again. I know I started with your first West Marches campaign a long time ago at this point, and couldn't really follow up with much of the rep stuff that you started right after that. But this would be a great thing to come in for a shorter period of time and really help out. So I'd look forward to it.
We would absolutely love that. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We also like the seasons. You know, they are limited. 2 months, about 9 weeks, maybe 10. And digital, you know, that's the big thing. We love playing in the studio. We know that that's limiting, and hopefully someday we'll be able to get people back there. But for this, having people be able to pop in digitally is a huge boon, and we're excited and glad that we get to bring in awesome players like you and AJ.
I did have one other thought that I'm not sure if has come up. Sponsorships for teams, as far as like organizational sponsorships. Absolutely. Like, I know, because one of the things that we did it for is for coming in as like representing Lance Orlando, and having a Lance represented team would be a lot of fun too.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that because when we're talking about the league, we know that we need to have sort of a minimal entrant fee, because what we would love to do is for the first, second, and third place winners, give them boulders, large, the big heavy dice, sort of stamped gold, silver, and bronze, with a year and first place or a season name or something like that. So we'd need that to kind of cover that. I would love to have sponsors so that we could get character art ahead of time and have those sponsorships, NASCAR style, absolutely on the character's art, have it in the logos, have those in the interim matches in between, and have those websites and supports and all of that sort of stuff that could come as a benefit for sponsorship. Yeah, absolutely. And, having those donations help the characters in the long run also is a form of sponsorship. So yeah, we want to do that. I absolutely agree with you. That's a fantastic idea.
All right, great. Look forward to it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for hanging out, Charles. Any closing thoughts? If not, we will see you later.
Nope. Look forward to working with you again soon, hopefully.
Cool. Looking forward to it. All right. Have a nice night. Thank you for playing.
See you later.
Bye.
I absolutely love that idea of like a sponsorship.
Yeah.
Like I'm imagining the guy who goes around and is like, "Hey, I'm doing a half marathon fun run. Could you sponsor my team?" Like just going through like and
Yeah.
just having like a whole bunch of sponsors. Oh my god, that's so cool.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's whatever they sponsor for would go to gear. You know what I mean? And I think some of the if it's a monetary sponsor, whatever that is, depending on how the sponsorships go and how donations go, we do know that this was like a focused event and people were very kind and very giving. Don't expect that every weekend or anything, but we want that kindness to have a long lasting effect. Right? We want those things to not just be specifically for this match, but to carry with the characters as they go forward, and want those sponsors to, have positive impacts as they go. So we do have our next few giveaways are going to be mystery pins. So the top donors of each game are going to get to pick what the giveaway is. So we don't know what all of those are at this exact moment. So that's going to be 6 pins. They're going to be chosen by the donors. As soon as Mission Control lets me know what that hashtag is, I will tell it to you guys.
It's hashtag mystery pin.
Hashtag mystery pin. There we go. Cleric sponsor. Characters start with start the battle with buffs. I do think I would like to have a prep round. A pre-match opportunity for spellcasters to cast a singular spell that does not require concentration, or that does require concentration, but has a long enough timer, right? Things like mage armor, right? Those sorts of things. And it did come up, characters in preparation were talking poisons. To me, poisons were a little antithetical to the spirit of the arena match. But I think giving them an opportunity to like whetstone their weapons for their first attack, or poison for their
little +1.
Yeah, just a pre-match prep. You know what I mean? Wouldn't be broadcast, wouldn't be part of the show, but they're coming in there with their first trick sort of locked and loaded.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh no! Oh god!
So the crowd debuff, Mars, one of the things we're talking about is that every arena, because people wanted to donate to the arena, wanted it to be things that would affect all of the teams. I don't want to encourage debuffs specifically on a team, right? That feels mean. That's mean-spirited. You know what I mean? But I think buffing the Guardian so that or the arena in general, so that traps do more damage, so that Guardians focus fire on certain things, so that the arena itself takes more arena actions, so that it changes the type of match that people are in and having. I think that would be really cool, actually. So... one of the other things we were talking about is probably not for season 1, but maybe in the future, what we'd love to do is get some of those teams that are sponsored, that have maybe perpetual GMs, eternal GMs, and that they design an arena. And then we have like a Builders Cup, essentially, a separate competition for the arena to be designed and voted on by the viewers, saying, okay, so like beads of fireball can randomly fall. You know what, Mars? That's not a bad idea. I think I think the closest I would go with that is maybe like a wild magic surge, a chart. Doesn't have to be that specific chart, but a chart that is available to the audience so they can see. They pay for a wild magic surge on a player's turn, We roll the percentile and see what comes up from there. You know, so a little more chaos, right? Creating some difficult terrain, absolutely. It needs to be things that we can have readied, even in chaotic situations, right? People are jumping on the difficult terrain idea.
The difficult terrain, yeah.
Yeah. So that is very awesome. But the Builders Cup, I think, would be very cool for people that like to design arenas. You know?
That designing is, I mean, I watched you on, I think it was Thursday when you were designing the arena, and you were doing that stream, and yeah, that is like, because it's funny how you can look at something and be completely sure that there is no way that this can be broken. This is this, and then immediately when the game starts, how someone can just go in and break that thing. And it really highlights how designing is, I mean, it really is, it's an art form.
Yeah.
Designing spaces like that. And you're right, there could definitely be some people who we have watching right now, or that we had watching over the weekend, who maybe don't feel as comfortable getting on screen like that, but would 100% love to design a space like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Sunex, freedom of movement was a little overlooked. It did become important in one match, which I actually think was it yours or was it the last match? I think it was yours. I'm not sure. One match did see some use of freedom of movement. I expected, just from having watched players and having recently done a arena myself, I expected more impairing effects, so more restrained spells, more. I also expected a player to come in with an Eric Cochran that can fly. I absolutely did. Nobody did, which I think was helpful. Yes, the use of web, and then freedom of movement really came involved in that. But I think freedom of movement was a great bonus on the wrong arena. You know, I think arenas like a racing tube where there's difficult terrain, where the traps are slowing people down, is a great bonus, but not in the arena that we had. I had initially planned for the dais where the Guardian was to be difficult terrain, but everybody's brain was sort of fried anyway with what they had going on. And I was like, we're gonna nix that. Did you get the winners? I got the winners. Here we go.
You got the winners, yeah.
Yeah. So we have
six of them, right?
6 of winners. Yes. All right. So Sunax, you have won a mystery pin. Scratch and Bosun, our good friend Charles, you've won a mystery pin. Battle Ready Bard doubled up. You got two mystery pins. Woo! For you. Really awesome time there. Ventworth, you won.
Ventworth.
Yes. And Just Me Jude, once more, another mystery pin for you. So make sure that you're making contact with Mission Control. Congratulations to all of you. We're gonna work on getting those to you once we know what they are. Super good there. Thoughts so far, Eric? Hearing all this feedback.
Well, one thought that I'm really getting is who am I going to team up with when the next season comes around? Because, I mean, it seemed like such a great idea, and I unfortunately didn't have, as it was coming together, I didn't have the time for it. But after seeing it play out, and after seeing how much these people have enjoyed it, and like the donation incentives we got and everything, I mean, I just want to know where to sign up, and who I'm going to drag with me.
Yeah, absolutely. We do want to capitalize on this momentum. We don't have a hard start date, But we do know that International Tabletop Day is a couple of weeks away. That's too close. But what we may do is another round of exhibition matches as we start to gather people in the meantime. Oh, International Tabletop Day is June 1st this year. June 1st. So that is slightly too far away. We'd like to start before that, but maybe we're thinking about a month. We're hoping, you know.
Yeah.
We would also like to continue to have exhibition matches. Maybe not every weekend. It is a little hectic. It is busy, but we want to start to get teams together, start to get teams ready, and encourage people that have teams to seek out sponsorships from game stores, from wherever you want, really. And from other friends in social media and other channels, and be like, hey, you know, this is really awesome. We play here. Check it out.
So we do have a question from Angry Green Art in the chat, who says, I'd love to join something like that. How would I do that? Because obviously, you know, someone like me has it in because, you know, I talk to you on a regular basis.
That is true.
Someone who's kind of looking at this league and seeing that it is something that they're really interested in, what would their avenue be? So
just in the chat, our mission control has popped in a Discord link. You'll be able to join our Discord. You'll be limited to our PvP area and channel, and that would be a great place for there's a role in the rules channel for people to that are interested in that to get started from, you know. And I think that's the way to go about it. That's how you get in, that's how you get started. Super interested in that. Also, if you know of any other D&D channels that are here on Twitch or YouTube or anywhere else that you would love to see play that you're like, man, I gotta have my friends over from @BenPie or the Junk Drawer Show, or you're not limited to PvP. You have most of the server. Thank you for the correction. Cloak and Blaster. All of those fun places, you know, not just local ones, broad ones. If there's a channel that you like, that you love, that you're like, you guys are wonderful players, you're a ton of fun, this is a thing I want to watch you do, get in touch with them, tag us. If they're interested, we would love to have them participate. That's, you know, we want to build our PvP community, not just with people that we bring in, but with other channels as well.
Ooh, now what do you think about this just got brought up and I really like it. What would you think about as it goes on and as we get different seasons, what would you think about themed arenas with guardians and hazards to match?
Oh, I think that's a great idea. Absolutely a wonderful idea. You know, getting into seasonal themes, getting into, you know, monster themes, undeads and dragons, or even character build themes, you know, racial themes, a season of, you know, now there's like, 5, 6, 8, 10 subtypes of elf, you know? Yeah. And give the full Tasha's benefit there. Let everybody choose whatever they want. You know, I think there's a ton of opportunity for a wide variety of those things. So yeah, just to say it one more time, because MC is wanting me to say it once again. We're talking about doing, for the first season, 4 different arenas, different objectives, different themes, and so 8 teams, I think, is the right number. 8 or 6, and I wouldn't want to do it with less than 6, you know, and 8 I think is the sweet spot. I think if we did 10, we're running 3 matches on a day. But if people really want to, I don't want to stop anybody's excitement, and that's the thing. If people are excited about doing it, but 8 teams for that's 8 weeks of matches, and then a 9th week for a championship bracket or playoff sort of season.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think different arenas for sure. And I only have 2 good ideas for arenas. I got the one I made, and I got my race one. So maybe we dig into that Builders Cup sooner rather than later. I'm not sure. I know people were excited about that.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, that seems like it'd be a really interesting way to go, and I like that it would be a little bit fresh for the first time. You would come into it fresh, and you're walking out into an open arena, and you gotta kind of get that lay of the land real quick and move on from there.
Mm-hmm. But then in the second half of the season, you get another bite at it. You get a second shot to make adjustments to the arena, to your character for the arena. You know what I mean? And you're coming at it at a higher level. So you have different options. All right, we got a friend coming in. Nick. Real quick, we've got our next giveaway as Nick is loading in. Our second Manaforge giveaway is going to be hashtag Manaforge, MANAFORGE, hashtag Manaforge.
Nick, congratulations on those 2 mystery pin giveaways, right?
Yeah, I only put in the hashtag once, but I got 2 pins.
Hey, lucky day. What can we say?
There you go. Congratulations. So tell us about your experience.
So I was one of the people against the Goblin Brothers. I was that wildfire druid, and me and my partner had, I think, the opposite experience from them. We were one of the few people in the sort of tournament that did not know each other. I did not know what character she was bringing until like an hour before the game. So we really were not like working on synergizing or anything. We very much came at it independently, which is part of why our team name was so basic. It was like, okay, what do I know about you? You're fire. Okay, your class is a fighter. That's all we need.
Which was good. It worked out pretty well. You guys won that match, I believe.
Nope.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
We didn't break that chest, so we did not win it.
That's right.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was another one that came right down to the last roll. Fighter on that chest, just a couple of 8 hit points, I believe, as I'm now looking at my notes, away from victory. So.
That feels right. It was so chaotic. I think afterwards I'm like, okay, I'm gonna drink an entire liter of water. I'm really stressed right now, heart's pumping. But it was an hour of clicking a dice and reading things. But it's just so chaotic in there. You can prep and think about it beforehand, and then especially with the audience, and then just 3 other people. It's one thing against a GM in a game, but now you've got 3 independent parties. Way crazier.
I think that's one of the most amazing things about, and again, I say this as Dungeons and Dragons in general, is that when people think of Dungeons and Dragons, you're thinking of, a bunch of people sitting around a table, all adding up numbers and, commiserating and trying to get that perfect tactic for any given scenario. But it's funny how, and especially in a PvP mode like this, the moment you step in, a lot of that higher function kind of goes away, and you're just like, oh god, we gotta and you're just going in with that just primal, I gotta smash, I gotta get that, and you start tunnel visioning, and I think it's really, it's silly, but it's in a great way.
It was both a blessing and a curse for it to have been such a short match, because we went on Sunday. We were warned. You warned us a couple times, hey, you're going to get 4, maybe 5 rounds. And I'm like, okay, well, there is no holding anything back. I don't need to have much of a plan.
Cody, if I could just say, it looks like the video's not up on the stream.
Oh, there. Oh, my bad. Got it. Now we
Yes.
got you. We can see you. Hello.
I'll do things so that you can make sure my videos work.
You're working. You're working good now. Thank you. Yeah, that was my bad. Oh, my tech struggles throughout the weekend, but I'm glad. Yeah, so just to answer Jude's question real quick, I did allow all Wizards of the Coast materials, so Ravnica as well as Wildmount Critical Role materials were in there. Other homebrews would have to be like vetted, honestly, because some of those can get pretty wild. But yeah, I love Ravnica. I think the Vidalcan are really cool, and Wizards has done a pretty good job of balancing a lot of their content. So I am in support of that. Yeah, it was a chaotic day. It was, each match had their own chaos. I do think, part familiarity with Roll20, with the character sheets, with all of those sort of things. But I also think it's kind of fun. I would love to do maybe a day tournament where it is just a bracket and all the teams are randomly put together, right? People enter as solos and see what sort of tactics they can come up with as individuals and as a team. We do have our winner for Mana Forge. The second one, it is Ventworth. Congratulations, Ventworth. Anything else you'd like to share with us? What else how did you feel about it?
It's nice to hear you already talking about wanting to do different arenas. Because we talked for maybe like 15 minutes before we went on stage, and it was, okay, well, what are our options? Attack the Guardian, open a chest, or attack players? And because neither one of us were rogues, like, we didn't feel like the chest was a viable option for us. Like, even though, like, at the end, she was hitting it, it was like breaking and hitting something versus like a skill check for a rogue. We were like, that didn't feel like our strong suits. So thinking about balancing different arenas for like different classes and whatnot is really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely want to give every class and every it's a balancing act. I want to give every class their opportunity to highlight. I was going to say pillar of play. Exploration's a tough one, though. It's not exactly as exciting if everybody's playing hide and seek for a golden idol or treasure. But I think other modes, like a capture the flag sort of mode, I think things that are going to benefit spellcasters, maybe some spellcaster specific targets or opportunities. I did know this arena was partly colored for sure by my wonderful time over at Silvernell, playing in their battle arena. And I was like, well, I want to make sure that other classes and some skill checks have importance to them. So I think continuing down that road, making sure that all the character classes at least have an arena or an opportunity to really shine is going to be a big goal for the league moving forward.
Ooh, and the king of the people are going off on like different modes right now that could be doing, but a monster damage arena, a king of the hill mode, all great ideas that we can attempt to put in for these upcoming matches.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that those are great ideas. We do have our next giveaway, your choice of pin plus matching dice bundle set. So altogether, your choice of pin, we put the dice bundle together for you, and you get the whole thing, 2d20s, advantage, disadvantage, #bundle, BUNDLE for that one. So
Bundle.
Yeah, there you guys go. So what else, Ventworth? Any other any things that you really wanted, that you really missed? Anything that you just thought was really awesome? You played some great offense there, getting on that circle and utilizing the benefits of that for those scorching rays was definitely one of the plays of the weekend, for sure.
Yeah, no, that was fun. That was fun to be able to get that, like, down a PC, especially so towards the end. And to then not really have to deal with the consequences of being in that danger zone, like the risk reward. It's like, no, and when you know you only have 4 to like 5 rounds, it's all risk.
Yeah. I think that's a great point. And even if we double the match length, I mean, we're still talking 10 rounds. That is in a D&D game, that's interminable. But I think in this PvP, that's close to the sweet spot. 8 to 10 rounds of just pure high octane action going for other than the first round. The first round always went quick. People were like, I'm getting in position. And once we were in position, then the dice started rolling and the spells started flying and the attacks were quick and I would dare say fast and or furious.
Yeah, the first round's the one you can do by yourself. It's all the rounds afterwards that you're like factoring in what other people have done. I think that's why the first round goes so quick.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point. Awesome. So we are waiting on we're going to get the winner for a bundle. Yeah, I think if you have no other feedback, I mean, do we have any other chatters? Mission Control? They're going to let me know in just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Want to make sure we get everybody in.
Yeah, I wanted to talk. Yeah, just in general, this was such I think it just went out without a hitch in such a great way, and I think this is the beginning of a very fun adventure that we can start putting into our schedules.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. We're going to continue to not at present. Thank you, Mission Control. Am I talking about players from the other day, the fights? Yeah. Yeah, Kestrel, if you wanna jump in and share your experiences, we want to hear about it because want to make sure that as good as this weekend went, we want to make sure that everything in the future is better. The organization, the character sheets, we hear you on that. The boons, how those boons are delivered to you, I think is the big one of the big takeaways I've received. Being able to split focus between the Discord and whatever the map is on, I think people I hear you. I hear that what you're saying about needing something to help that, right? To funnel that information, to help that focus. We do have our winner, 5e Magic Shop, from our Patreon. So congratulations to 5e Magic Shop. They will be pleasantly surprised when they get a dice bundle and a pin in the mail, and we're like, what is this for? And we're like, you won!
That is something we do giveaways a bunch now. We've been doing them a lot more, and if you are a Patreon member and it's as little as the $1 level, you get added for all of our giveaways as well. So aside from being in chat helps you get those giveaways, but yeah, if you're a member of our Patreon, just that $1 a month bundle, and you are entirely put in for every one of our giveaways, which at total you're looking at $12 a year, and it gets you put in for every one of those giveaways, and it gives you access to like A to Z monstrosities. It gives you access to a ton of behind the scenes stuff that is, it's great to have and it's great to be a part of. So if you're looking at this and you're like, darn, I wish I had a passive way to possibly win some of this stuff, Patreon's your way to go for that. So
absolutely. Very, very cool. You know, how are we doing on giveaways? I think we're coming towards the end, Mission Control. They're going to let me know one way or the other. 2 more. All right. Well, I'm ready when you guys are. 2 more
giveaways.
She's working on it. You're no rush. You're good. It is all good. One of the things that is on the Patreon and on our Monday night show that I'm thinking would do very well in as a sort of legendary boon instead of what? You have one idea for one. I have a pick? I don't know what you mean. I don't understand that message. Thank you. Donor Shark. That's all I'm excited about. The Arms of the Fated. So the Arms of the Fated are for the second to last item.
Wait, the Arms of the Fated are real? We're giving one of them away?
No,
we should warn the world.
We should. Yeah, absolutely. Not specifically. Oh, bye.
Oh, bye.
I hope she got to say everything she wanted. I didn't mean to ignore her. My bad. If I did, I'm so sorry. You're awesome. Oh, we're getting people in.
Oh, God. 2 people.
Doubled up. But as items for characters, they are designed to specifically enhance character classes. So 1 for each class, and I think that would be very awesome. Hey, Spoopy Bean. Oh, we couldn't hear you on that one. Ooh, all right.
Hello.
You are very quiet. If you can speak a little more into the mic, I've got your volume up.
Testing.
Ooh, there you go.
How's that one?
Much better.
I had to switch where my mic was.
There. Yep, the microphone input. I know that struggle. All right. And Julia joining us. So yeah, guys, when you get the opportunity, tell us about your experience.
Do you want to go first, partner?
I'm going to say they want you to go first.
Yes.
Still just gotta take off push to talk. Anyway. Alright, there we go. Oof, where do I begin? I hadn't played D&D in 2 years. Disclaimer to that. But, oh, I don't know. I mean, I needed a lot of help in getting my character together, but once we were on the map, granted, thank you, Cody, for the help, because it certainly was like riding a bicycle. I needed a lot of help in the beginning, and then I didn't even have my character sheet on hand, but once I turned into that bear, that was a lot of fun.
Very glad that you enjoyed it. Yeah, it was for anybody that was new or anybody that hadn't played in a long time. Hats off to you. Absolutely, huge applause to everybody that had that experience. This is jumping in the ocean in the rip current. This is not diving in the deep end. So bless you for hanging in there and for working through everything, the technical issues and all that stuff. But I'm really glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. For having put together 2 characters, and especially even 2 players that hadn't played together, I didn't even know Julia before then. Our characters worked surprisingly well together, I feel, because, oh god, where do I even start? Counterspell. Just the fact that my partner had counterspell. And then I could boost up with a bit of defense on my end with my bear and so on. And then the fact that neither one of us had thieves' tools or proficiency in that, I should say, but they had knock. And then I had both Misty Step and the Long Strider. So I was like, hey, can I get almost to the other side of the board? And you're like, yeah. So that was fun.
I think you guys played.
The players that we were against. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. The players that we were against were a lot of fun. They were tough. They deserved to have won, but ooh, were they fun.
Yeah, they had a great game plan coming in. Their characters were very well designed. Counterspell was a very much a clutch move. I think in the future Counterspell is gonna be one of those donated benefits, right? A casting of Counterspell for someone, because it is. Losing your turn is tough. That's why.
The only thing I would say that balanced it out was the fact that sometimes they didn't have line of sight. So if you did a board that had a lot of stuff in it, like a lot of stalagmites and stuff like that, then I would imagine that there would be a lot of chances to affect that line of sight that's required. But otherwise, I agree, making it a
donated benefit.
Donation. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
If I may, real quickly, we are ready for our next giveaway, and that is going to be for the Ranger Dice and Pin Bundle. And to get that, it's going to be #Ranger. Type #Ranger into the chat for a chance to win the Dice and Pin Bundle for Rangers. Get that Hunter's Mark, like our personally favorite Eric Cochran Horizon Walker Ranger might do. Just saying.
Absolutely. How about you?
She said she just needed a few minutes, but I don't know where she is. What?
Oh, I was going to ask.
I'm here.
There you go.
I just don't know if you guys can hear
here.
me because I've been trying to fix my settings.
We do hear you now.
We can hear you.
Yep.
Awesome. Give me just like 2 minutes. I'm trying to get my kid into the bath.
Understood. We do know the baby aggro adventure there, so good luck with the bath. We're excited to hear your feedback in just a few moments. Yeah, I think the teams that got thrown together did very well. I think the variety objectives really helped, and the classes are pretty well balanced. I am excited to see a ranger come in. Rangers are very unique. The high hit points, the ranged attacks, the ranger spell list is definitely interesting, and has some wonderful things. Things that may need to be donations, like the find trap spell. Like that's in a trap tunnel that breaks the whole gig.
If I may,
please.
Speaking of donations, I really appreciated it when I was like, "Oh no, I'm dying," blah, and then the chat was like, "No, maple bacon," and I'm like, "Oh God," because Maple is a character that I've had for. Well, I hadn't played it 2 years, but in that time, like before then, she'd been for a campaign. And so I saw, Caitlin's, I had it right. Caitlin's video about, we're going to be doing this. And I was like, oh, I'm late to the game. Well, let's see what I can do. And I didn't even realize that it was going to be debuting or starting. That didn't click. So I was like, yeah, I'll mosey on in and see what I can do. And then they're like, yeah, we're going to be doing it at 8. And I was like, oh, time difference. Oh, geez, I had errands to run today. I'm still going to try. So let me just say that I also appreciated getting a partner that knew what they were doing.
You did have a very wonderful partner. And we were very happy that you were able to join us.
I appreciate your appreciation. It was fun getting a second chance too.
Yeah, you were one of the players
I got to play 2 characters. I'm so lucky.
Yeah, tell us about both of those experiences, if the baby will allow. Love to hear it. Or the baby will not allow.
No.
I think.
Yeah, no, she's in the bath. We're doing good.
Okay.
So, ooh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
could. Yeah, I can hear that. I got that one.
You guys cut out a little bit, so I'm gonna assume you can hear me if you're not gonna talk. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, it was great. I think you were talking about the ranger a few minutes ago, and that's what my original plan was, coming in with my druid buddy, was my first druid buddy.
Oh.
Was I love the ranger class. It is my main class, and I want to show people how good it can be if
Highly
you just build it
underutilized.
right. It's so good. I was even like, Beastmaster is my favorite subclass, but I know it's only useful in very niche circumstances. So I was even gonna go for like the hunter class, which is something I never play, but I know about it because I still love rangers. And it was gonna be so fun. And then I was like, oh, there's like a whole puzzle involved. I don't think a ranger's gonna be that useful in that. So I decided to be an artificer, because artificers are useful everywhere, all the time, no matter what the setting. So I decided to play that at first, and then this next one I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have fun. I'm not gonna try and like meta game it. I'm not gonna try and like do
Not
super
min-max.
extremely well. I'm just gonna be there and have fun. Not min-max at all. So I had this character concept from forever ago that I still haven't been able to play in game, which was a sorcerer, which made me want to play because she was playing a warlock, and warlocks and sorcerers are like the best of friends. So I built my divine drow sorcerer, who has a very extensive backstory that I didn't get into because it's just a PvP match.
Same, dude. I mean, when I tell you I have pages and pages for Maple, if I ever get to play in another campaign, I'm gonna have to ask the the DM, like, so can I just pass this to you and you tell me what's not okay? Because that's gonna be easier.
Well, I'm glad you got the opportunity to play the character, at least in the action-y setting. Jumping in here to let you guys know, we do have our winner for the Ranger bundle. It is Fauntleroy Drake, FAUNTLEROYDRAKE, and the final one is Brilliant, one base plastic Hero Forge mini. It will be a character our Patreon will be building, and we will design, print, and send to you. So that's going to be that. As soon as I'm told the hashtag, I will let you guys know.
Hero.
Hashtag hero. So congratulations to Drake there, and hashtag hero for those other things. So
very little known fact, I'm sure Fauntleroy does know, but Fauntleroy is Donald's canonical middle name. Donald Duck is Donald Fauntleroy Duck.
Hey, thank you for the bits. That is very cool. I did not know that. So thank you for the trivia on that one. Which of your two matches, having played both the Artificer and your Sorcerer, which one do you feel better about? Do you feel that one of the classes was more effective, less effective, or was it just purely situational? And what your opponents were doing that really came to made the difference?
Well, let me tell you, Thief in this is broken. I love it. It's broken. The class I was playing was good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I got a lot of points by just standing away and opening chests and avoiding traps.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the things very specifically. Thief doesn't get a lot of love in campaigns, and they actually have some very strong options. I think it is. I think the name underrepresents it a bit, and especially when the name of the other rogue subclasses are
assassin,
inquisitor, mastermind, knife, and you're like thief, and you're like, I don't know, man. You sure that's what you want to go? They're like, yeah, thief. So I'm glad the thief got some love for this in particular.
Arcane trickster.
Arcane. That's yeah.
I've played thief a few times. That's the one that gets a lot of love.
Oh yeah, I
played thief a few times in a campaign, and it never really feels like. It never really feels like they get to shine a whole lot, because it's all about breaking into like a graveyard, or if you need to get somewhere based off the story. It's never about like, oh, I am a Robin Hood and I'm gonna break into this castle and take all their riches and give it to everyone else. It's never as exciting as that, which is really fun in a roleplay situation, in my opinion.
Yeah, that is, it's the Decker, it's the Rogue paradox. They are a ton of fun to play, but they are a lot of their opportunities to be highlighted are solo things, and so campaigns want to include as many players as they can at all of those opportunities. So I think there are some fun ways to highlight that stuff. I've done some YouTube videos and TikToks and things like that to kind of try to help spread the good word on some of those things. But I feel you. I do understand why you can feel like a thief is just doesn't have those highlight moments. So we're about to get the winner. Any final thoughts from Julia and Spoopy before me and Eric get ready to take us to the end here?
I don't know. What about you, Julia?
I think I'd like to highlight that the classes we all played were still fun. So if you are gonna play this, don't be discouraged by just picking a class that's suboptimal. It's still really fun, and if you play them correctly, you can still get a lot done. Especially if you have like a high DPS class. Like I know sorcerers can do a lot of damage. My character just wasn't into dealing damage. She was more of a utility caster, and that has to do a lot with her background. So you can still play other classes and get a lot done and still probably win. So don't be discouraged about playing other things.
That's great. Yeah, I know. I can understand the instinct to min-max in this situation. Spoopy, go ahead.
And not to mention, just as an aside in terms of Maple, she in the original campaign that I was playing was a 7th level, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7 or 8th level warlock, and the rest 2 or 3 levels were druid, and she had amnesia. So the other thing you can also think of is you can multi-class, but for example, no one knew that I was a warlock. Not only did I subtly use what she had or avoid it because I didn't want her patron finding her, but it was also fun to just see how far I could go with druid, just 2 or 3 levels as a multi-class, which means I didn't even get everything. And so, just be creative with what you can do. Only the DM in the end knew that I was also a warlock. So
yeah, there were a couple of multi-class characters in here, and I think the ones that were played very well. Multi-classing can be both a boon and a detriment. But I'm glad to hear everybody had positive experiences no matter what class they played, and no matter if they were min-maxed for an arena setting or not. That is a huge positive. So thank you both for sharing your thoughts. Thanks for hanging out with us. Give us a moment here. We're going to announce our final winner, and if you guys want to disconnect out of the chat, we'll see you guys in a bit. But thank you once again.
Thanks for the opportunity.
You are welcome. All right, Eric, last winner, I believe here is Genevieve Narissa, aka Gene, Gene. I'll spell all of that out, but I think they know who they are. congratulations to you.
Woo!
You are winning our designed hero, the mini for the designed hero, which is absolutely fantastic. Congratulations.
Yeah, Genevieve Narissa is Jean from chat. Yeah!
Yeah.
Congratulations! I am like, all of the feedback that you've been getting for this entire league has just been one of the things I'm really glad about hearing, and Julia brought it up, is that it's not like this whole thing. It's not about min-maxing. It's not about creating that, that that fighter with a shield who's also a warforged, who's also got the defender, so you have like a 37 AC by the time you're getting into battle, because you took 2 levels in wizard, so you could cast mage armor.
Yeah,
And also, very importantly, I'm so sorry,
Go.
Sunax. We just want to thank you. I've been told that Sunax did a year up front on Patreon, so thank you for that. That's very, very thoughtful. Thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
And yeah, and there is a discount when you do those multi-month tiered upgrades and subs. There is discounts to that too. So thank you so much.
That is awesome. And I think one of the things we're going to do with the Patreon, to include them, fold them into our PvP tournament as we go, we're going to let those Patreon subscriptions, that dollar amount, they can pledge those gold coins to the team of their choice.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun. It's on the month, so we can calculate out a gold coin for the first half of the season, the second half of the season. That's another fun thing that we're going to be able to do with our patrons as we go forward. I am super excited. I can't wait to try to start reaching out to other players, other streams, local businesses, and non-local businesses, online businesses, and everybody that is interested in participating. We've got a great community building here. I am excited to create more character incentives as to open up those roleplay opportunities and punctuate them with some high sports drama on the weekends. So those are my closing thoughts. I think we have done all the business that there is for us to do. Nope.
I agree.
All right, Eric agrees. So that's what we're looking for. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We are going to say good night. I'll be back. We'll see about tomorrow, but we are definitely going to be back on Wednesday with Malifaux Through the Breach. Different D&D, different system than D&D, but really awesome card flipping mechanic. So we'll see you guys next time. But until then, be cool. Wait. Yeah.
See you later, guys.
We are out. Oh no.